I got this video recommended to me a bunch, chat. It's called How a $25 Horse Ruined Blizzard Entertainment.
The cataclysmic downfall of Blizzard Entertainment is very well known.
Okay,
When you look through the many blunders of modern Blizzard, you see mistake after mistake.
Okay.
But if you track this back to the beginning, there is one specific choice, one particular horse that ushered in the beginning of the end. Like a horseman of the apocalypse,
is that the
whose
Hearthstone
appearance
horse?
was the start of a butterfly effect chain reaction that would bring upon the demise of one of the most revered companies in gaming.
Okay.
In 2008...
Yeah, it looks like the Hearthsteed, right? Wasn't that the horse that you got from playing Hearthstone? That ain't the Hearthsteed. Oh, okay, I'm thinking about another horse. Okay.
Wrath of the Lich King had released and is...
Oh, it's gonna be the the catalyst of the store. That's what we're getting into. I get it.
Seen as one of the best WoW expansions of all time. Funny enough, in 2008, Blizzard was also acquired by everyone's favorite company, Activision.
Woohoo!
Interesting that the best WoW expansions are usually seen as the ones developed immediately before Activision was in the picture. By some cosmic coincidence, less than 1 year later in 2009, Blizzard would start selling the very first virtual items for World of Warcraft. WoW had launched in 2004 and had operated for years with no microtransactions. Give it 1 year with Activision vaguely in the picture, and suddenly store pets are popping up. There's no way
that's the mount over there. That's the one we're gonna talk about.
these two things could possibly be related. The pet store had been announced, and the feedback was very negative.
Wait, what is this? Activision ripping it up. It's called microtransaction. It's supposed to be the new way to make money. I still have to make up my mind on it. And as much as I think Blizzard is selling out, I don't have a problem with it as long as it stays with cosmetics items. In a way, I kind of agree with this. Like, if it's just cosmetics, it's like kind of whatever. But when it bleeds into other stuff, it's a little bit bad as well, right? But I guess that's because I view cosmetics as that if you buy a cosmetic, I just don't find it cool. Right, like, okay, you bought it, fair enough. Okay, you bought something, all right. You look like this because you spent some money on it. I think it's cooler when you like actually acquire something in the game and then you have it like that, right? Yeah, this was the horse he's gonna get into. Wasn't that the one that's literally made more money than their entire StarCraft 2 series or some shit?
The Pandaren Monk pet and the little KT pet would be available for $10
insane.
each. The catch was that half of
that
the
was
proceeds
debunked? Oh, really? I didn't know that.
from the sales of one of these pets would be donated to charity. For many players, this softened the blow of the introduction of microtransactions to the game. It made the initial feedback a little mixed, because it's hard to criticize a company who is going to donate to charity. That said,
that's actually such like a sly way of easing people into microtransactions and like the store. Yeah, guys, we'll do it for charity, guys. It's gonna be fine. But then the next one is not gonna be for charity. The next one again is not gonna be. So like you're slowly like easing your way into it.
players immediately found it strange that only part of the sales of one of the pets would be donated. They felt that this was a calculated decision to introduce microtransactions while hiding behind charity to dodge criticism. The users that called out Blizzard for hiding behind charity to ultimately make more money were often insulted by other players for not wanting to help a charity. It is a very smart move for a company to introduce microtransactions like this, because criticizing it becomes much more difficult. Side note, this video is not monetized. I don't like the idea of criticizing a donation to charity and profiting from it in any way. If this video does eventually generate any money, I will donate 100% of it to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
That's cool.
With that said, Blizzard had sneakily introduced the idea of paying for in-game items despite you already paying a monthly fee. Thank you, Blizzard. Considered normal now, but just over a decade ago, this was seen as greedy and a betrayal
the battle
by
passes.
Blizzard. How fast things change. With the huge profit of selling virtual items, Blizzard would surely never do it again.
Wait, how can you sell out? I guess it's because there was charity, so they didn't want to like go too hard.
Surely never do it again. In March of 2010, two new items were data mined, Little XT and this starry horse. Players were excited to learn how to get these new items and were trying to figure out where they would drop in-game. 1 month later, Blizzard would announce the method to get these new items. Use pickpocket on your mom's purse, loot her credit card, and submit that information in the Blizzard store. The mount had a 100% drop rate. Players were upset. The amount of forum posts you can find about this from 2010 is incredible. $25, even more than the monthly subscription fee.
That's crazy,
The mount
actually.
also happened to aesthetically fit the theme of Ulduar and in-game raid at the time, almost as if it should have just been a drop in the raid.
Yeah.
This was seen again as a greedy move and a step in the wrong direction for Blizzard.
Okay.
Players vowed they would not buy this mount.
Dude, but people do, man. And that's why they have them, because people freaking buy them. They buy them like hot cakes on a Sunday afternoon, man. It is insane.
It made $2 million in the first 4 hours. This was pure profit, considering how easy it is for a developer to make something like this. Knowing Blizzard, this was probably a job for an intern. There was a queue
That's
of over
insane.
140,000 people to purchase the Celestial Steed on release. According to
Wow.
Jason Hall, an ex-Blizzard employee, the profit that Blizzard received from this single store mount was greater than the profit from StarCraft 2.
Yeah, here's the biggest sadness, dude. I worked 2 years of overtime straight on StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty. StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty made less money than the horse, the first Sparkle Pony horse in World of Warcraft.
This is because it takes a lot of money to make
It's
a game.
insane.
It takes almost no money to make one cosmetic item in a game. One of those things carries a lot of
It's
risk, and the other
crazy.
carries no risk at all.
I mean, that's why gacha games are so freaking big these days, right? Because people love the gacha. People love the stores, man. Like, I know it gives memed a lot, but people genuinely do buy it. They spend a lot of money on it too.
Now, there have been 28 different mounts on the Blizzard store, as well as
What?
23 pets, 5 in-game toys, and a bunch of transmogs. Like a horseman of the apocalypse, the Celestial Steed had
crazy.
ushered in the beginning of the end. Blizzard had realized the incredible profit available through microtransactions, and as we now know, Blizzard would never be the same. There has not been one game from Blizzard since that has not involved microtransactions.
To be fair though, that's not really just a Blizzard thing. That's just like a gaming thing in general nowadays. I feel like it's kind of like a little bit weird to like only knock it on Blizzard, but that's just how every game is nowadays, man. Like it's kind of like a sad thing to see, but it's almost a rare stuff. It's almost rare to see a game these days without having like, you know, microtransactions in it, honestly.
From Blizzard since
I
that
don't,
has not involved
I don't mind it. If anything, I think people find it kind of cool. You're playing a character you really like, and there's a new skin for him that you want to have, right? I don't see a problem with it.
microtransactions in some way. It's difficult to imagine how these business practices could get more predatory. Luckily for us,
That's
this
true,
video
Ghost
is about
Rider.
Blizzard. So of course, they found a way. Overwatch released in May of 2016 and cost $40 on release. Well,
Wait, I thought it was free. Was Overwatch? Did Overwatch cost money? I never played Overwatch like ever.
oh, that's a cheap price for a full game. Do you know what's an
Oh, it
even
is free
better
now.
way to make money off of your loyal fans than selling them content for a game that they already paid for? Don't sell them a cosmetic that they want. Sell them the chance at a cosmetic that they want. The main way to unlock things in-game was
Of course, the juicer. Bro, this is so popular though, man. The gacha system, people freaking love it. I don't know. I mean, it's essentially gambling. That's kind of what it is, right?
via loot boxes, a great way to introduce kids to gambling. Blizzard would give you
Yeah.
some free spins on the slot machine, of course. This way you can microdose the rush
Case
of flushing your
openings.
money away at a casino. You can really experience what it feels like to be a rat in a Skinner box. Thank you, Blizzard. The good thing about Overwatch was that you did earn free slot machine spins relatively fast.
Yeah,
This
cool.
meant that you could eventually get
That's
the
sick.
cosmetics that you wanted for free.
Nice.
Blizzard realized their mistake here.
Oh no!
The game was later
What?
re-released, a 2 was put after the name, a battle pass was added, and was heavily monetized. Again, thank you, Blizzard. Blizzard already had Hearthstone available, which
Yeah.
was, of course, free to play with a
Bro, man, dude. I guess that's any card game for the most part, but you will never get the actual deck you want because you're always missing a few, right?
microtransaction system. It was hugely successful, and Blizzard learned from this.
That's just
Fans
card
had
games.
been waiting desperately for a new Diablo game, and Blizzard would deliver. They moved the action RPG to mobile, which is how everyone prefers to play fast-paced action games.
Dude, the best part of Diablo Immortal was seeing how much money Quinn69 spent on it, man. I think it tallied up to like $20,000 or $30,000 he spent on it. That is crazy.
What a coincidence, the mobile
Fucking
market
A.
is also hugely profitable. It could cost up to $110,000 to fully gear up in Diablo Immortal. Of course, this doesn't mean that it's pay to win or anything
so
like
insane.
that. You could do this for free. It would only cost you about 10 years. The best thing about Diablo Immortal was this incredible moment from BlizzCon.
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC.
Dude, this was the worst thing, man. Diablo Immortal could have been such a, like it could actually have been received so well if they just didn't, like, people expected Diablo 4. That's why everybody got so pissed, because everybody was looking forward to Diablo 4, right? And then they got like some weird phone game. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't know, man. Diablo, like, I don't think phone games are bad. They just need to be marketed correctly, right?
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
As it would turn out, they did in fact have phones. Yeah.
That is the most funny thing ever I've seen from any BlizzCon, man. Like, literally just...
Diablo Immortal generated over $500 million in its first year.
That's insane.
Well over $1 million per
Wow.
day.
What?
Of course, Blizzard would
Wow.
eventually release Diablo 4 for console and PC in June of 2023. The game featured a battle pass and in-game store.
Yeah.
If you didn't know any better, you might think that's reasonable. A free-to-play game tends to have features like this. But thankfully, you do know better, because we're talking about Blizzard.
No.
Diablo 4 is a full-price game with a full-price tag.
Yeah.
You pay Blizzard for the privilege of being able to pay them even more using their in-game store. While you're in there, you may as well pick up the Battle Pass too.
Well, there's a Battle
and
Pass.
try not to make eye contact with the $65 horse. Inflation really hit Blizzard hard.
What?
In true Activision Blizzard fashion, there's some sneaky marketing happening here too. See, the horse mount is not actually $65. It is a bundle where you get the horse mount plus about $65 of in-game currency. This is another marketing trick. Players will see this
Okay.
and think this is a free horse mount because you do also get $65 of currency. However, the statement is still true. To get this horse, you must pay $65 on top of what you already paid for the game. Activision Blizzard excels at these shady marketing tactics. For context, Larian Studios released Baldur's Gate 3, an incredible game that is complete. No microtransactions.
Still haven't played this game. I'm yet to play Baldur's Gate, but I've heard a lot of people say it's a great game.
To be seen for $10 less. To be clear, the Diablo 4 horse costs $5 more than Baldur's Gate 3. Blizzard's manipulative tactics to squeeze every dollar out of their fans shows no
It's
sign
so funny. When you put it up like that, that is actually so funny. Oh my god.
of slowing down. Warcraft Rumble, their latest mobile game, is built completely around this system. It looks kind of like a slot machine because it practically is one. This game is what you get when a company learns about dark patterns online and decides to do an any percent speed run of exploiting their fans.
Most phone games, though, let's be honest, they are really pay to win, man, okay? Every single like phone game model is to like get going with the game. They give you a bunch of like currency for free, so you get used to how the currencies work, and then the grind slows down so much that you almost have to spend money, right? Like it is what it is. That's literally the phone like model, like phone game model. That's just how it works. I haven't played a game on my phone since Doodle Jump. You know what I've noticed, Mufford, when traveling? I've been traveling a little bit more the past years because I've been layer hopping back and forth to Serbia to visit Mordil and stuff. A lot of people play games on phones. A ton of people do. Like in airports and in airplanes and in buses. There's so many people playing games on the phone. It is crazy.
The online PvP starts off with a level cap, so when you play against other players, your armies are usually the same level. As you rank up, this cap gets higher and is quickly removed completely.
What else are you gonna do? Stare into the wall and wait. Like this. Just like that. Just stare into the wall, man. That's it.
This means that the ranked matchmaking can put you against players whose units are at a higher level and therefore stronger than yours. It is literally pay to win. The bigger wallet wins. By the time this becomes obvious to the player, they have already invested a significant amount of time and probably money. This is unfortunately common in this type of game. This does not make this practice acceptable. Exploiting someone is not acceptable just because someone else exploited them first. The Blizzard that exists today is clearly not the same Blizzard that made some of my favorite games. And it literally isn't. The people who made the company what it was and made the games what they were aren't there anymore. I intentionally didn't cover the Warcraft 3 Reforged issue because this video would be at least an hour long. While the downfall of Blizzard is well known, and Blizzard has certainly fallen in the eyes of their fans, to the shareholder, Activision Blizzard is doing better than ever. And
that's kind of how it happens, right? I think a lot of games or game companies are like this these days, which is why it's so refreshing sometimes to see a game that's like really genuinely just not pay to win and stuff like that. Maybe that's why a lot of people also gotten into indie games lately. Like indie games are like just they have that feel of like the older like style of games, I suppose, from back in the day. GGG, yeah, Path of Exile is insane.
Of business tactics of recent years are not blunders of an old company. They are intentional design choices of a new one. Making great games is not the goal after all. The goal is to make money, and they are doing exactly that. In Q2
I would really love to try to actually get into Path of Exile a little bit more. It does seem like a really fun game, but it's just such a it's so much to learn.
2022, mobile was 51% of Activision Blizzard's quarterly earnings. The largest contributor was King, the Candy Crush company. King has generated over $20 billion in revenue from Candy Crush alone. For comparison, the entire lifetime revenue of the StarCraft franchise is just over $1 billion. In short, don't expect a StarCraft 3, but do expect a mobile game drowning in microtransactions. When you think of an amazing game, you might think of Warcraft 3.
If anything, it's just sad hearing like how much money those mobile games actually makes, right? Compared to like StarCraft and Warcraft and all that stuff, it's actually insane. There's a new league next week. Tavello, calm down.
Early World of Warcraft or Baldur's Gate 3. When a shareholder thinks of an amazing game, they think of Candy Crush and the ridiculous return on investment.
How can you spend money? Wait, what's the lore for? Isn't it? Oh, maybe you spend money so you can play more. Is that one of those things where you can only play a certain amount per day? Moves. Really? What the fuck? So you get more moves? More power-ups and lives. 5 lives with 20 recharge on each. Okay.
Earn on investment.
I think PoE makes no money at all. No, PoE makes a lot of money through their microtransactions, probably, right? That's what I assume is their main marketing thing, right? But again, it's MTX. It's literally cosmetics, right? I don't really have a problem genuinely with like just cosmetic stuff. It's not really a big deal, I think, to me. And you also got to keep in mind, though, that PoE, in this example, is a free game. It literally doesn't cost money. You can download it for free and play it, right?
To stress, this is not the fault of the average employee at Blizzard. Most people who want to work at Blizzard likely do it because of a passion for Blizzard games. Unfortunately, these people don't lead the company. They suffer at the hands of those who do. It's important to keep in mind that the average employee is probably just trying to do their best, and they don't deserve to be blamed for the greed of those at the top.
True.
Blizzard still exists by name alone. The logo is the same, the name is the same, but that's it. It is the end of an era, and that era started to end a long time ago, when the first Horseman appeared.
Oh, it was a good video, though. If anything, it just showcases how gaming has changed so much, man. Not just Blizzard, but just gaming in general, man. It's a whole thing for sure, man. Asmongold will watch this video and mention how he was against the horse back when it was released. Probably true. Amount making more than StarCraft only made Blizzard go like, well, why would we put in the effort? These people just pay for slop. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the consumer's fault, because if they didn't consume it, it wouldn't be made, right? People see it and they spend money on it, and that's why it's made, right? At the end of the day, that's really what it is.